Let's talk about personal leadership. So as we defined when we started the series, personal leadership is the ability to lead yourself. If you have a dream, you have a vision, and you don't know how to lead yourself to that place, you will not get there. That vision, that dream will not become a reality. So stick around to the end, and I'll just go through some of the steps of personal leadership. First of all, we discussed that personal leadership is about learnability. If you're going to lead yourself to your dream, you have to have the ability to learn. There are things you don't know that you have to learn. There are things you can't do that you have to learn how to do. So learnability is a critical component of every leader. Every great leader is a learner, and every great leader is a reader. And I encourage you to read books. So learnability. Number 2, energy. You need a lot of energy. So you need to really build up, exercise, eat well, sleep well, get toxic people out of your life, set goals that excite you. These are the 5 things I shared about energy. Number 3 in leadership is adaptability, the ability to adapt or change with times. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because so many people have a problem changing. For people, it takes a long time to change, especially for Africans. Now, which travels faster? A bicycle or an aeroplane? You say, an aeroplane, of course. Why? An aeroplane travels much faster than a bicycle because the revolutions the engines create per minute are so many times more than that of a bicycle. So in a car, we have RPM, revolutions per minute. Then in an airplane, there's also RPM, the number of revolutions the engine spins, or number of times the engine spins around per minute. So the more times the engine spins around per minute, the faster the vehicle can go. That is why an airplane travels faster than a bicycle. Now, for a lot of people, it takes them a long time to make one revolution or to make a change in their life. They do something, they make a mistake, and then they go and do it again. They do something, they get penalized for it, and then they go and do it again. They never seem to learn their lessons. And a typical example is with African leaders. A lot of our leaders find it so difficult to learn their lessons that these colonial masters do not have your best interest. And a lot of Africans have also not learned their lesson that most of our political leaders are selfish people who are interested in serving Western powers rather than serving their own people. And that is why they will always call people like Captain Ibrahim Traore a bad leader, because he does not serve a Western power. Now, if you are a leader and you find it difficult to change, let me give you the news. It's going to take you a very long time to get to your dream. If you are a leader, a spiritual leader, a business leader, a financial leader, you are a leader of a sports team, and changing is something that takes you a long time to do, believe me, you will have a hard time seeing results. Great leaders find it so easy to change. Easy in the sense that they have put systems in place that helps them identify when they need to change, and they change quickly. For some people, even when the change is staring us in the face, we fight against it. Some people, even when the change is ringing, the red flags are showing, they fight against the change. And because they fight against the change, they never grow. They stay where they are, and year after year, they just seem to mark time. And they live 18 lives, or they live one year repeatedly 18 times, and they call it a life. You cannot afford to be static in life. There's a Japanese proverb that one can stand still in a moving river, but you can never stand still in the world of men. If you stand still in the world of men, everyone will pass you by. I remember a beautiful quote from the movie Men of Honor, where Carl Brashear tells his girlfriend, the girlfriend tells Carl Brashear that my father told me that I have to just keep my head down and work hard. And Carl Brashear responds, if you do that, your whole life will pass you by. And most of us have behaved like ostriches. We've dug our head into the ground, and we are just static, living the same life every year, day after day, year after year. And now we are 42, we are 50, we are 60, we are 39, we are 25, and we have not seen the progress that we want to see. The key is that you are not changing the way you need to change. You need to adapt. Adaptability is a component of humanity. Look at nature. Everything in nature changes. Everything in nature changes. Give a plant 3 months, you see it change. Give another plant 2 weeks, you see that it's changing, it's growing, it's adapting. When the seasons are changing, plants are changing, animals are changing. But human beings, we refuse to change. And we now claim to be the most intelligent of all the species because we know how to make nuclear bombs and kill ourselves. So it's very important for you to learn to change. So take a good look at your life. What are you doing now that you were doing 5 years ago? And ask yourself, is this thing keeping me back? If it is, change it. Ask yourself, what can I change now that can make my life so much better in the coming years? What can I change now? It could be the time you sleep, the time you wake up, whether you read or scroll on TikTok the whole day. Yes, I come on TikTok, but I also have time to read. I also have time to learn. So I'm not totally canceling social media, but I would advise you to really regulate your time on social media and spend time reading. It's critical you learn to read because reading is a culture that builds your mind. There's a part of your brain called the hippocampus. Okay, the hippocampus, that is a part that is very small in the minds of poor people, but quite large in the minds of rich people. And they couldn't figure out what it was. And they realized that it's also large in the minds of students, people who are committed to academic performance. And then they discovered that the hippocampus is grown through reading. That's right. It's grown through reading. So the hippocampus makes you aware of the things that will enable you succeed. The same with your reticular activating system or your reticular cortex. It also makes you aware of the things that are in alignment with your desires. But if you are not growing them, if you are not enhancing them through learning, through reading, through upgrading yourself all the time, then it cannot happen. I know this is the kind of video that will not get thousands and thousands and thousands of views because people want to see people messing around, dancing around, scrolling, fooling around, and get excited. That's why you want your cheap dopamine hits. For me, the dopamine I want you to get is the dopamine that hits you like 1,000 bombs when you achieve your dreams. When you set a goal and you achieve it, and that dopamine hits you like 1,000 bombs, that's what I want you to experience. I don't want you to experience the cheap one of just laughing because someone did a funny dance or something funny. No. Achieving your dreams is critical to your success and the success of your family. So, what I want you to really say is that